Hey man, I guess I'll do my best to explain what is Raid to you. So this is what you'd be greeted with if you were a new player. Just look like this, this is the menu. There are a few different places to go here. So if you go down to the far right here, we're just going to go to battle, and I'm going to show you kind of how the game starts. So before you have many champions, you wouldn't have faction wars, which is kind of like you're using champions of individual groups. So you would just go to the campaign here. And this is broken into, I think it's 12 different little areas. And you'd have to clear them all. There are 6 stages in each one and a little boss at the end. The beginning part of the game, this would be a challenge. Obviously now I have people who can solo it just for campaign farming. There are 3 difficulty levels. You'll see I'm on Nightmare here, but there's normal, hard, brutal, and Nightmare. That'll be kind of similar for all the clan boss stuff too. So in an essence of haste, I'm going to skip showing you what this looks like, but it's just you're facing 3 waves of 4 enemies, and then you'll face a boss at the end. I guess I can show you what this looks like. This is the last campaign stage before the end boss of the game, and I'm just doing it literally with one champion quickly. So this is, you'll see this guy, this is Odin, or this is Thor here, and he's just gonna blow these waves up really quickly. So he'll probably do this in about 7 seconds. Normally, though, this would be pretty challenging stuff. So the other 3 champions there are just food. I'm just leveling them up. The only one that's not really getting anything out of this is actually Thor. But as you see, the other 3 champions leveled up here. Okay, so you take one of your champions from either 1 star to 6 stars, which is the top, and their stats, of course, change along with it. Okay, so let's look at the dungeons real quick. You've got a bunch of different things here. Okay, so the first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them here on the left are the Force Keeps, Spirit Keeps, Arcane Keep, Void Keep, Magic Keep, and the Iron Twins Fortress. Any of the keeps, what they're going to do is they're going to be giving you potions, which you use to upgrade the levels of your champions. So going from, again, like 1 star all the way up to 6 stars, you would need to go into here and farm some of these guys. And then depending on which affinity, Spirit, Magic, Force, or Void, your champion is, in this case we have just Spirit open, you would farm some of these guys here, okay? And that's used to level up your champions. So if you go over here to the tavern and go to upgrade rank, see I have some 1-star champions here at the top. There's 1 star, there's 2 star, there's 5 star, etc. Right? So I can click on any one of these guys. Let's just click on the 1 star here. Okay? And if I wanted to upgrade their level, as an example, I could feed this champion into it if I wanted to. I could use some of these potions if I wanted to. For a 1-star champion, you wouldn't do that, of course. But those are how you level them up. And then once you get them leveled up, you go to upgrade rank here, and you could take a fully upgraded champion that's, say, 2-star up to 3-star, or 3-star up to 4-star, vice versa, all the way up to 6-star, okay? So, when you upgrade their ranks, you also upgrade the artifact slots. So, until you are level 50, you can't wear an amulet, which is this one here, or a banner at all. You have to have 5-star to wear a banner or an amulet here, and then to wear a banner, you have to be 6-star. So, your champions get these 2 slots right here when they upgrade their levels, and this one comes at 5-star. Okay. So I'm going to show you these couple of these dungeons real quick. If you're trying to just farm silver or get jewelry, the Spider's Den is where you would go. I'm at hard stage 10, but a couple of different ways you can kill this boss depending on what level you're at. In the later stages, you would want to go with HP burn. In the earlier stages, you can just get away with killing them with damage. And then for any of the higher level bosses, the champions who are going to do the best are the champions that deal their damage based upon the enemy's maximum HP. So they're going to hit those really tanky champions the hardest. In this case, we have Newt, who is the dwarf there on the bottom with the green lightning there next to his face. Okay. So you'll see here, what we're going to do is we're probably going to kill this boss very quickly because of the debuffs. So we're going to throw out Hex right here, which spreads damage to anybody else. There's Newt there with his max HP hits. He obviously does a lot of damage to the boss. And then Kymar here, second from the left, resets everybody's skills and they just do it again. It literally just goes over again. Just resets, basically. So the moves that we just did, we're just going to repeat. Sickle of Magic, there we go. Boom, boom, boom. And the spider here didn't even get a turn, didn't hit us once. And then he's probably going to be dead. Okay. There it is. Okay, so you get your jewelry from here, your amulets. Okay, this is a defensive base amulet. There's defense, HP, attack, or crit damage for the amulets. I don't need this one. We're going to sell it. And then you have a ring, HP, attack, or defense for your rings. Only 3. This one's a 5-star. Yeah, I could roll it up, but I have way better, so we're going to sell this one as well. Okay, so that's the spider. Then you've got the dragon. Dragon, depending on the mode of it, either it takes a lot of damage from poisons, or in the hard stage here, where I'm going to run, you just need damage, basically. So I'm running with 2 enemy max HP Nokers here. We have a Chrysia in the top left, and then in the lower right, we have Wallmaster Athorion, and then the low left, we have my new mythical champion, who's Toshiro the Bloodied, who is just a really hard damage dealer. And this will probably be the last dungeon before I have to go to part 2 of the video because of the whole mobile recording limit thing. But hopefully we'll get through at least this dungeon. I think it should be pretty fast. So you have 2 waves of just random, not random, but just regular enemies here before you get to the boss. Usually, depending on the level, they're not that difficult, but in this case, I'm fighting the highest level of opponents, and so they're still a little bit tough. But I'm in no danger of dying here. This is a speed run, so these guys are going to get wiped out no matter what they do, really. But it takes a while to get to the point where you're just locking down and killing these guys who are level 350 and at the top end of the high end hard dungeons. So once you get to the boss, actually, we're probably going to kill the boss faster than we killed these waves because of the enemy max HP nukers that I have, a Chrysia and a Thorion. we should be doing massive damage to this boss. And this boss has a lot of damage, or I mean, a lot of defense and a lot of HP. And he's really hard to kill, but my team is just going to make really quick work of him. Most likely. And so each of these bosses spits out a different. There are four, let's see, not four, like 6 to 8 sets of different pieces of gear that come out of each of these dungeons, and they're all different. Like, so this one, the dragon, the best gear that you want out of here is speed gear. In the early game, you might want lifesteal, but speed gear is pretty much the only thing that's in any way useful from this dungeon. The rest of the gear sets are terrible. So I don't run this dungeon hardly ever. There we go. So this is a set of speed boots, but it's attack, as you see. There are 2 subsets here. This is a rare piece. I could roll these up, basically, and get either extra crit damage or extra attack on this set of boots. But these are trash. And then this is a resistance chest plate, level 5, which I don't need without any kind of speed on it. Again, in the days set, which I also don't need. Alright, stay tuned for part 2.